Welcome everybody to today's podcast. My name is Yuvraj and I'm the co-host of the podcast.
And I am Niels and I am the other co-host of the Passion Project podcast. And today we'd like to introduce...
What up?
Julio.
What up, guys?
What's up? So he owns a fashion label, he's a model,
Yeah.
and he's also a music producer.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else? Tell us a little bit more about who you are.
Yeah, so my name is Julio Herraiz. I'm a creative entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I model. I have a fashion label, which is like directed in the whole theme of skateboarding. I'm 19 years old. I'm a Spanish Cameroonian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why fashion? Why did you choose fashion? Why are you in the fashion business?
Yeah, so fashion to me was like an introduction from a bunch of things that I liked. You know, like I started getting into arts because my father is he used to collect art. So I don't know, to me it's a bunch of mixes. Like I was also into music, so obviously, you know, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just ended up reading more about it and fell in love with it. Yeah.
And so you just like, I like fashion, so I'm just gonna start my own fashion.
I mean, you know, for a lot of people, it becomes like an obsession, right? You just start reading about history and I guess like finding new designers, finding new pieces that are cool, and then you start watching the runway shows, and it just goes into like this snowball effect that is like, to me, is cool as hell, yeah.
So when did you start like getting into it full time, like with your brand and stuff?
So I had the idea of the brand like in my head, like in the making sort of, for 4 years already, but like I really like materialized it like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, and tell the people the name of your brand as well, like and kind of what the style is.
Yeah, the brand is Nonsense.
There you go.
I've got a brand right now. Shameless plug. No, but it's Nonsense PF plastic flowers. It stemmed from like a concept I had with my best friend in high school.
Yeah.
And you know, we just wanted to create like a crew of like just I guess a bunch of kids when we went like skateboarding, wanted to have merch, you know, with something on it, and that's always how it starts, you know, like fucking around and, you know, eventually getting onto something.
That's cool. That's cool. It's not really that like I've thought about that before as a kid. I was like, you know what, I think I could do this.
Yeah.
You just did it. You just took the leap.
I mean, it's kind of the you know, we were like in a space in which I know like not a lot of people were creative enough. But not creative enough in the sense of, you know, judging them like bad for it. It was just that nobody really had the idea of just doing it. It wasn't like in the mindset. So it kind of felt like frightening and scary to, you know, actually like take the leap and start reading into like how to get the stuff produced and where and the prices and everything. But it was a fun process.
What is the hardest part of the entire process?
The mistakes. The mistakes, because there's a lot of them.
What's the biggest mistake you made? That you could also tell all the people listening right now.
Yeah.
If they want to start a clothing brand and stuff like that.
So the economics, right? Like the money behind it. So we wanted to have like real good quality stuff.
Yeah.
And the first instinct was to go like, okay, where's the best like hoodie produced, or where's the best t-shirt produced at? And I found this guy in Los Angeles. So he was making the shirts like crazy quality, like ridiculous quality. And I was so like picky and focused on getting those clothes that I ended up paying like extremely like high prices for hoodies.
Right.
So it's basically just like try and do the research. Like when you want to look for good stuff, which is, you know, you can find it everywhere. Just really make the research and don't go into the first thing. Like
I mean, that's what we did with the podcast, you know. We were totally low cost. We could have, I mean, I wanted to buy a lot of equipment and this guy talked me out of it.
Because just at the beginning it's like you have a vision in your head, you have a dream, and then it's like you really want to get down to that end, but sometimes you just have to, like, there's a balance that has to be like struck between, to
me it's like the live and you learn concept, you know.
Exactly.
Like you gotta start from nothing. I remember the first shirts felt like sandpaper. Like the prints felt like, I don't know, cheap plastic vinyl from whatever, you know. But that's how you start, and of course it's a work in progress. Even now we're changing manufacturers all the time. We're seeing new options. It's just like a.
And you guys don't produce in China, right? I saw on
No.
You produce. Tell them where you.
We used to produce in LA, but then we moved production here to Spain, which we were super proud of.
That's very cool.
It's actually like, so you're supporting like Spain.
I mean, that's
Spanish, right?
That's everything I wanted. We find a guy in the south of Spain. He makes his stuff like in there. cotton is from Spain.
Yeah.
Everything is like knitted there.
I like that.
That's really cool. And finding that, and the guy was super cool, by the way. Like, it's just, to me, it's everything you ever dream of. Like supporting the local scene, and seeing like how manufacturers are actually like getting the shine back. It's cool.
And it's kind of like skatist style, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what you do, right?
Yeah, of course, because like when we started the brand, it was like we were of course watching all the Supreme videos, and you name them, fucking awesome, like brands from LA, from New York that were doing their stuff, and we wanted to like emulate that because we didn't feel like Madrid had the scene yet.
So you focused on Madrid. So Madrid was your target from the beginning.
I mean, it was like, especially because of being in high school, you were kind of confined there. So you were like, we're not obviously going to go to LA tomorrow or New York the next day, So you wanted to really create something for the, our friend group and the people that, of course, derive from it.
Yeah, 100%, man. What's your creative process like? Like, how do you design?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even like define it because it's random as hell.
You just like take a canvas and just like.
To me, it always stems from conversations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you always have this conversation that sparks that idea, and it goes from there. Like I remember we were designing stuff, like crazy stuff that won't get produced till like years ahead,
Yeah.
But in one night, like from 6 hours at a time, like just
when you're in the flow.
Yeah, in the flow, you don't even see like time passing, or
Yeah, I remember Herraiz and I, when we were talking about like just the podcast and everything, we were just like, how do we something like exciting, and we just like rapid fire, let's do it. He said something, I said something with like has to be faster, and he said, how about we do like 20 questions in as quickly as possible, and it just happens, and like I feel like there's also something that we keep on going on about during this podcast. You trust your intuition. 100%. Something comes to your mind, act on it. Go straight there.
And that's what I always say to people, like, don't be scared to try stuff out.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of failure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that we did that didn't happen like as we wanted it to happen, and then we just evolved.
And I can tell you, like, to get where I'm at right now, like music wise or the brand wise, you gotta have like 100 projects, and 100 projects will fail, and eventually like one's gonna like shine through,
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it. Like you gotta keep pushing, because like one day it rewards you in mysterious ways, and that's the most like cool part about it. That's what keeps you going.
Yeah,
for sure.
And what about the music stuff? Tell us a little bit about the music.
The music. So I've been doing music for my whole life. Like I was in a conservatory, so from a little kid I started with the piano. Mama put me onto it. R&B, soul, you name them, and I ended up doing classic for a bunch of years. Graduated from that, like right before graduating high school, and started making beats.
So you rap or just make beats at the
moment? I just make beats at the moment.
At the moment.
No, who knows? Like I'm open to all stuff. Like you of course write stuff to fuck around with friends and stuff. So you never know.
Yeah.
I really want to focus on the beats though, just to get the name out, and
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And all the things that you do, basically just start with, what do I like? What do I like right now? And let's just go straight.
Yeah. I don't know. I just read about something, or something inspires me. I end up doing it, and see where it takes us. I feel like that's how I am. I don't know. Sometimes it's weird, but I just like the personality that I have.
I feel like more people should just do that, because I feel like I'm also guilty of that sometimes. I make plans. I want to do this one day, or do this. Like, I can do that now. I can do that now.
And the thing is, who cares?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Who cares? We're too judgmental, and like, I'm not saying that against our society in general, but like, we're conditioned to think like, if I'm doing this and it's not exactly the same as everyone is doing, that you think they're doing, that you're immediately off and you're weird, and like, but it's not like that. Like, you just have to try out what suits you, honestly.
And whatever you do is going to be so original.
Exactly.
It's going to be your own thing. It's going to be different from everyone else.
And best case scenario, people are gonna love what you do and actually like support you, and try and you can even inspire the next one to do the same thing as you. Worst case scenario is not your thing, you move on to the next one. Like,
but
at
least you tried, At least you tried. You can't win if you're not trying.
Exactly.
And I feel that that's important for people listening right now as well. Like, pivot as many times as you need.
For real, yeah.
We've also, like, obviously we watch podcasts, and they're different formats, long format, short format, and we obviously we had to find our own space in this now, and we're doing 15-minute ones now in portrait mode on Instagram.
Exactly. This was not the plan, bro.
Not at all. We were like, okay, we're gonna do 1 hour podcast and just sit down and all this stuff.
We wasn't like Joe Rogan type of stuff, you know?
Yeah. But now it's just like, since you guys, again, you guys that watch long podcasts, we have to pivot.
The attention span,
exactly.
Bro.
I get that.
The attention
span. You know, that's what's like, sometimes even my friends find that annoying for me. Like, we start a project and then I go, fuck it, sideways. Like, because you don't have to be afraid of changing the whole thing around if need be, you know? Because maybe like, just because of that initiative, you're going to find a whole new tangent and a whole new idea that's going to take you a whole nother place. Higher and better, you know? Like, 100%. I'm not scared of doing that. Sometimes it's annoying though.
Sometimes.
I get that people are like, they really like to have a schedule and everything planned out, but sometimes, you know, just go crazy. There's no rules to this.
There's no rules to life, people. There's no rules.
There's no rules.
Don't act like you're confined by. Obviously we have a couple rules in
society.
Yeah, but like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Aside from that, man, we're free, man. We're free. Thank God, you know, we're free. We're free to do whatever.
Yeah.
100%. So what's your favorite brand? Like except your own brand.
Yeah. My favorite brand, man, that's hard. I'd have to go with like probably Margiela.
Maison Margiela.
Yeah. Maison Margiela. He's a Belgian designer.
Alright.
Yeah, from like he started the label in the 90s, and well, they're still doing stuff now. To me, it's the best. Like
they make those shoes, those camel shoes, right?
Those are the split toes.
Split toes. Yeah.
No, but to me, I don't know. I resonated with it a lot.
Yeah.
Like material-wise, and you know where he takes his influences from. Like for example, the split toe. That comes from Asia. And, you know, there's a part of me that likes like taking references from all over the place. You know, he also gets references from African stuff, and you know.
There's also something that I want to see more. Like I want to see more African print, more African influence in like clothing. Like I feel like there's Oswald Boateng.
Of course.
I just saw like yesterday some of the clothing is just amazing.
Bro,
I feel like people don't know what like so vast Africa.
It's happening.
It has to offer, you know. And I'm sure even India, like in our like in the clothing that we see that we wear, it's just a little bit more spice. I feel like we need a little bit more spice.
To me, it's so beautiful to see though. Like it's happening. It's really happening for real. Like you can see. Like I was in Milan last week for Fashion Week, and you had a bunch of new like black designers, Asian designers coming up to the scene, and it's crazy. Cool. I was in Paris last summer, and also you had obviously Virgil, rest in peace, doing his thing. You know, it was absolutely crazy. He inspired me to do a lot of what I'm doing now. You know, the same idea, Kanye music. You know. Like to me, the black community is always a community that was like not silenced, but you know, in the back of the scene, and it's definitely making like shining through now. It's exciting to see.
Also with this podcast, we're just absolutely just going, it's breaking through the scene.
We're going all types of ways. This is like
100%.
It really is cool.
And also the fact that you've been in so many countries. Like before the podcast, you said you studied in Asia, you studied in Europe, you've been to so many countries, so that obviously comes together in your artwork, you know, in your creative process.
I mean, it's the cool thing about the life I lived. Like my parents are diplomats. So you know, I was bouncing around from a country to another every.
You get to see so many cultures. You get to see different types of people.
Like I can't thank it enough. You know, I started like I first lived in Japan, China, then went on to like Europe, like in between Madrid and Geneva, Switzerland.
So what's one influence that you took from Japan that you put into the stuff you do right now? Because I love Japan. There's something about Japan that just so like, I feel so drawn to it.
To me, it changes you. It changes you because then even after leaving, there were some aspects of it that I feel like, I still study to this day. You know, like culture, art that came from there, the fashion that came from there.
The history as well, bro.
It's like,
samurais and stuff, ninjas and stuff.
That's the good thing that I'm happy that I never really lost track with like the places I've been to, you know, because it's easy to like gravitate to another thing when you get to another city.
Absolutely.
But I'm thankful for that. No, Japan was crazy. You know, I'm definitely gonna go back.
Oh, absolutely.
I've never been.
I would love to.
You gotta go. Tokyo's a mad place. I'm telling you, Tokyo.
So Passion Project Podcast Japan very soon, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot a podcast in Japan.
Tell us what you want to see from Japan.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1,
go.
Crypto or stocks?
Stocks.
Best piece of advice.
Always try.
Favorite habit?
Skating.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Are you introvert or an extrovert?
A little bit of both.
Favorite restaurant in Madrid?
Ooh. Damn, y'all catch me with that one.
Say anything.
Wherever you like.
Delete
Sumo.
Favorite club in Madrid?
Liberty.
Best investment?
Myself.
The greatest life lesson?
You can, wow. Damn, bro. The best life advice.
Yeah, the great.
Life lesson. What's one lesson that you learned where you're like, that's the greatest one for me?
I was just gonna take time, you know that.
Take as much time. Well, I mean, like, you're past winning anyway, so like,
Take your time,
Oh man. It's never bad to try something.
yeah. Go-to superpower.
Invisible.
Biggest fear?
Dying.
Favorite TV series?
The Office.
Something no one knows about you? This one.
I was born in Brussels. I
Oh,
don't know that.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Same haircut. I mean, designing clothes, DJing, you know.
Yeah.
Favorite sports person?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
What would the title of your autobiography be?
You live and you learn.
Do you believe in ghosts? Yes or no?
Nah.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Favorite type of exercise?
Burpees.
Do you feel fulfilled? Last question.
Nah, it's a work in progress.
All right, 1 minute and 56
Hey.
seconds.
And now to the last question
Yeah.
that we always ask. Is the trademark question of the Passion Project podcast is, how do you get rich? However you like to define that, whatever you think of when you hear rich, how do you become it? How do you become rich?
I'm gonna say for both economic and like soul rich, it's doing what you want to do every step of the way. I mean, because say if you pick something that is really close to you and dear to your heart, you're gonna do with like the max effort you can, and that of course is gonna make you like evolve in a way that is gonna probably make you rich economically.
Yeah.
But more importantly, just like soul wise, you know, you're gonna be a better person, you know, better human being. That's a really important out there, man. Money is the necessity we all want, but you know, it can only get you so far.
Love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much for joining
Thank
us.
you for having me.
Thank you so
That's
much.
love.
Appreciate it, bro.
That's love. That's love.
Perfect.
All right.